Hello, little adventurers, and welcome to our story corner. Settle in, get cozy, and let's travel back in time to a land of fjords and mighty warriors. Long ago, nestled by the cold, blue sea, there was a small wooden village. In this village lived a little Viking boy named Erik. Now, Erik wasn't the biggest or strongest child in his village, but oh, he had the warmest and kindest heart in all of Norway. Every morning, you could find him by the shore, helping his father mend the fishing nets and lovingly polish their family's small, sturdy boat. The older, burly Vikings would often watch him, chuckling as they sharpened their axes. "You'll never be a great warrior, little one," they'd say with a booming laugh. But Erik would just smile his gentle smile. "Maybe not," he'd reply softly, "but I can still be brave in my own way." One evening, a shadow fell over the fjord as dark, angry clouds gathered in the sky. A fierce wind began to howl like a wolf, and enormous waves started crashing against the jagged rocks, sending spray high into the air. The village's fishing boats were still out at sea, battling the rising storm, and one of those boats carried Erik's own father. A wave of worry washed over the villagers on the shore, but Erik didn't hesitate for a single moment. Without a second thought, he grabbed a sturdy lantern, lit its candle, and ran as fast as his little legs could carry him down to the creaking wooden dock. He quickly tied a thick rope securely around his waist, the other end fastened to a post. Then, he climbed into a small, humble rowboat and pushed himself off into the raging, churning water. "Hold on, father, I'm coming," he shouted, his small voice fighting against the roaring wind. The storm was terrifying. Blinding flashes of lightning lit up the sky, followed by deafening claps of thunder. Cold, hard rain poured down, drenching him completely. The waves were like moving mountains, tossing his tiny boat back and forth, but Erik held on tight and kept rowing with all his might. His arms ached, but his heart was full of determination. Through the thick mist and pouring rain, he finally spotted the big fishing boat, dangerously close to the treacherous cliffs. Using his small lantern, Erik stood up as best he could and waved it high above his head, creating a little beacon of hope in the darkness. "This way! Over here! Follow my light!" he yelled. Miraculously, through the storm's fury, the sailors on the big boat saw his glowing, swinging signal. They saw the little light that promised safety. With renewed hope, they steered their vessel away from the rocks and followed Erik's guiding glow. It took every ounce of Erik's strength to paddle and guide them through the chaotic waters back towards the village harbor. When the boats finally bumped against the dock, the villagers rushed to pull the exhausted sailors and Erik to safety. Erik's father, his face full of relief and pride, scooped his small son into a massive hug, lifting him high. "My son," he said, his voice thick with emotion, "you've saved us all. You may be small, but your heart is greater and mightier than any sword." The village chief, a wise old Viking with a long, gray beard, nodded in agreement. He placed a hand on Erik's shoulder and announced to everyone, "True courage doesn't come from big muscles or sharp weapons. It comes from love and a willingness to help others." That night, as if by magic, the storm faded away, and the sea became calm and peaceful once more. The stars came out and shone brightly over the little village, and everyone gathered to sing a song for Erik, the little Viking who saved the day. From that day on, Whenever storm clouds gathered, the people of the village would look out at the sea and remember young Erik's incredible bravery and the shining little lantern that led them all safely home. And that's the end of our story. My dear friends, always remember, courage isn't about being the biggest or the strongest. It's about doing what's right and helping others, even when you feel a little bit scared. Your heart is the bravest part of you. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing adventures. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.